What's up, everybody? Today I'm doing a quick video on wire management inside of coffins. Really any box in general. But today I'm just taking a look at how I keep my cords neat in my setup here. So what I have is a coffin. This is designed for two turntables and a 10-inch mixer. The 10-inch mixer that I use is the Denon DNX 1700. And then there's room inside for these two Technics SL1200 MK5s. Took them out of the box because I decided that I wanted to rewire the way my Serato was set up and the way my wireless mic was set up. This little box here is a Shure wireless mic receiver. It's got the two antennas here, and I like to leave it relatively loose so that if I need to pull it up and mess with the front, I can. So what I did was I took this little block that came with the case, and there's some Velcro on the other side, and I just inserted it between the SL1 box, which is this guy, and the microphone receiver. Now you got to be careful. There is a little input back here, a mic or a line switch, and a gain, or sorry, it's a squelch actually, that you have to be careful of. But this foam block doesn't really impede those at all. I have two mic outputs on this actually. I'm running them two different places. So this orange cord here goes to my SL1 mic in, and then goes out in this gray cord, which will return to my mixer on this side. And then there's this XLR, which goes straight to my mixer. So I can use both inputs, one going straight to my mixer if I want, just straight mic input, or I can run it through SL1 and use some effects on Serato. Now this is the original Serato Scratch Live box. SL1 is it's known better. Typically, most people nowadays will have SL2, or they'll have a TTM57 SL or the 62. There's a bunch of different ways to do Serato, but this was cheap, and this is what I have still, and it works great. I've had no problems with it. So what I actually did with this box is you can see there's some foam padding on both sides, but I see it's kind of hard to pull up here, and granted all the wires are taped down, and actually I can't really show you because everything's, well, here, I'll just pull it out. You can kind of see on the bottom there's a piece of Velcro right here. And what I did to secure that was I took some gaffer's tape, just this black stuff, looks like this, and I put it on the back because it sticks well and doesn't leave a whole lot of crappy residue. And then I took some of this Velcro, this is a strip that I cut in half, and just super glued it to the piece of that tape. And so that holds this down and from slipping to side. And I thought about doing the same to that, but I want to have easy access to that in case I need to change any settings. And then around here you can see these are just strips of Velcro. So these are great because the bottom of the box is carpeted, and really anything that has carpeting on the inside you can do this with. Hold your cables down really nicely. Kind of a little messy still, but basically when I put the turntable on top of this and I want to pick it up to make changes to this layout, it's super easy to see where everything is. As you can see here, I've also put electrical tape on my box, so my line inputs are labeled green, and then, my line outputs are labeled with green, and then red denotes channel 2. So if you come over and you look at my my RCA cables here, I have green electrical tape on my line out for channel 1, and then red and green electrical tape for my line out on channel 2, and then simply just red for my through on channel 2, and then nothing for my through on channel 1. So that's a good way to keep your cables straight. If you can remember, a marking system or even write on it, you just want to keep track of those in case they get unplugged. Another thing I've also done here with SL1 is I have a DC 9-volt input, which is over here. That's where my transformers are. And this is helpful in case I decide that I want to actually play on real vinyl. Haha, I know nobody does that anymore, but in case I don't want to plug this into my computer and I want to just throw some records on and listen to music, I can do that now without having a laptop because the unit is powered. SL2 doesn't work the same way. I think SL2 is just I think it just senses whether or not you're using the Serato input or a record and just automatically changes the output. But I'm not sure it works the same way without a laptop. I'm not sure you can use it without a computer plugged into it. But anyways, this is kind of how I have this set up. Coming over here, I did something similar with the Velcro. This is just my power adapter for my computer, and then there's these two adapters. One of these goes to the wireless mic, and this one goes to the Serato. This is a cool one if you can find them. It has adjustable voltage on it. So right now I have it set it at 9, but it goes from 3 to 4.5 to 6 to 7.5 to 9 to 12. So you can kind of slide this little dealio back and forth and kind of choose what you want. So I have left open for me two spots for my my two turntables, and then this is the cable for the mixer, which is one of these guys. So this little guy right here, I actually just found this in a drawer in my house. It's just a little, two-prong ungrounded three-way splitter. It works really great for these adapters because it allows me to turn them sideways. And then this is just a 1-foot extension cord to go to the power strip over there. And that's pretty much it. Pretty simple way of doing this. Typically how I have it run is I will have this guy as my power input, and then I have these two, they're sitting over here, these two XLR cables that are my left and right out, or sometimes I run in mono mode depending what I'm doing, but I can adjust that on my mixer. So basically when it's all said and done, these three, the two XLRs and the plug, go out. And in a previous video I talked about a snake that I have coming out of my amp rack, which is that guy. You can see that big black cable that's plugging into the back of the mixer right now. This is a little snake. You can see there's a power plug on it, and then two XLR cables. And what that allows me to do is just pull this straight from my amp rack and plug it straight into this guy. So it's super quick. It's just 3 plugs. And I've thought about doing 3 separate cases for this, but mainly for weight. But in terms of running all the cables, this is the easiest way to do it and get everything networked. Now this is very heavy. This weighs about 100 pounds when it's full, so I have to have a helper with me. But yeah, that's a great way to keep your cables tied down nicely. I also have this nice big handful of wire ties that I will use when I'm putting the mixer in. Super handy to have. If anybody has any questions, comments, please feel free to message me. And yeah, thanks for watching.